this was the week where we learned more details of Dark Merrick Garland's partisan witch hunt to get highly classified documents back into the National Archives. We now know that the documents that were taken from Mar-a-Lago during the FBI raid were likely documents pertaining to nuclear weapons. And that after someone from within the Trump circle tipped off the FBI that there were more documents than Trump initially handed over, is what prompted this latest raid. Is a strong word. He knew it was happening. Everyone knew it was happening. Now, we don't know who did the tip-off. We're not sure. We could speculate, and I'm excited to do so. But just so there's a little bit more information here, among the 11 sets of documents taken were some marked as classified SCI, short for top secret sensitive compartmented information, according to an inventory of the materials seized in the search. Those types of documents are meant to be viewed only in secure facilities. The inventory of documents included other materials, some described as confidential. You know, like when you're like, every movie has that part where they're like, we got to go to the library and we got to do that research, man. But you can't just check out all that shit from the library. You can't check out you can't check out not anyone can check out classified documents, but even like an old newspaper clipping, there's a reason they're looking at it through the machine in the thing, because you can't take it home.
No, you're not supposed to.
Right. This is not the latest issue of Good Housekeeping. And I don't even know if you can take that magazine home from the library. I think you have to sit your ass down and read it, you know? Okay. So this is from the former director of the National Archives. He said, what he doesn't have the right to do is possess the documents that are not his. There should be no presidential records at Mar-a-Lago, whether they're classified or unclassified or subject to executive privilege or subject to attorney-client privilege. So it doesn't actually matter what the type of documents are, even though, oh my God, they might have been nuclear fucking documents. Holy shit.
But then he don't know. He's gonna act like he don't know. That's
of course. So we'll get into his response. But Trump described the handover of 15 boxes as ordinary and routine, but administrations have been required to turn over documents to the National Archives before leaving office for more than 40 years. Remember, the 15 were the initial ones that he handed over. And it was created, get this, as part of the Presidential Records Act that was created in response to Richard Nixon's attempt to take his documents and recordings with him after resigning in disgrace. He just wanted all of his anti-Semitism in one spot so he could take it up.
Keep it.
Yeah. But he's not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that at all. But here's what so Trump has some spokespeople. This is like, he's scraping the barrel for his spokespeople here. Obviously, we just talked about how Giuliani's wanted in Georgia, etc. So here's John Solomon, one of his spokespeople, talking about, clearly reading from his phone, why Trump had those documents and why it was perfectly above board.
As we can all relate to, everyone ends up having to bring home their work from time to time. American presidents are no different. President Trump, in order to prepare the work the next day, often took documents, including classified documents, to the residence. He had a standing order. There's the word I've been looking for. That documents removed from the Oval Office and taken to the residence were deemed to be declassified the moment he removed them. The power to classify and declassify documents rests solely with the President of the United States. The idea that some paper-pushing bureaucrat with classification authority delegated by the president needs to approve the declassification is absurd.
So one, he had to take his work home with him because there's just so much work, Mateen. Remember how Trump was always doing a lot of work? You're like, God damn, does this guy ever stop?
No, I mean, was it a golf course that he took home to Mar-a-Lago? Because that's where he was all the time, man. That's so bullshit. Like I get so frustrated listening to that, but it's like they're doing what they've always done. They've always done this. Back paddle.
Right. What about the idea that the president alone has the power to declassify a document? And how it happens is I take a document from point A to point declassified.
And it's like, this is declassified. That's what it is. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, to be president, you really have to have nothing. You don't have to have any history of doing anything. You could
Right.
just elect anybody. And I'm guarantee you, he does not know about checks and balances.
No, it was part
Clearly.
of the like it was part of the onboarding class, as part of the sort of orientation, the presidential
Mhm.
orientation, like the National Archive people like, hello, this is a toilet. Please don't use it to flush documents. And they were like, what are you talking about? Do you have a trash? Where else do you throw trash? You know what I mean? Like they were just not paying attention during the most important part of orientation.
Yeah. I
And now
know.
they're
We
like,
missed that part.
exactly. But like president, executive powers, like, no, idiot. So now there's three different laws that he might have broken, and I want to get into those very, very, very briefly. One is the Espionage Act, which is crazy because the Espionage Act has traditionally, or as of late, been used to go after like whistleblowers, like
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Ellsberg and the Pentagon Papers, or Reality Winner when it came to information about Russia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Edward Snowden, all these people, Chelsea Manning, right? Like all these people have been charged with and some convicted, like Reality Winner of the espionage, violating the Espionage Act. The other two have to do with obstruction laws, Section 1519, which, if convicted, can carry a 20-year prison sentence for concealing or destroying documents. That was established after the Enron scandal. Fun. And then Section 2071, which also Trump may have violated, prevents, and this is all in the warrant, prevents the destruction of any government documents and makes it punishable up to 3 years in prison per offense, and prevents anyone who violates it from holding federal office.
Mm. So he can't be president anymore.
I don't know. I really hope so. Now, of course, all experts are like, well, I don't think that's going to happen. Not to them, and if they're not saying that, they're like, well, how would the nation react if we barred him from running again? I'm so scared. Like, you will be scared when he fucking wins again.
Mm-hmm. And I think he would. I think he would win again.
Up against Dark Brandon, you think?
I think he win again. I feel like he would win again. I mean, well, he lost 2 times, but maybe
Third
technically,
time's a charm.
yeah.
I mean, because we have the memory of Nats sort of collectively in this country,
Mm-hmm.
remembering that we were in a very awful period in 2020, and that we had a president who literally like wanted more of us to die on his watch and did not give a shit. Like,
Yeah,
we
and
just forgot about that. It's just, let's
dude,
put that in the trauma
the,
bucket of our
the
brains.
the fact that January 6th happened and this president had his people go attack. If a Barack Obama led something like that, it was like, oh, black people, let's go fuck up the White House. It would be Black Tuesday for all the black people that would got murdered that day.
My God.
I
Even if
just think about it.
no, it's
They went into the Capitol. It was
the
like they went into the Capitol, and it is such. I'm still pissed off about it, and I don't think that we understand. Like you said, it's just like, oh yeah.
But to your point, one of the people who went into the Capitol actually last week attacked an FBI building in Cincinnati. He had a nail gun and he also had an AR-15. I don't know why he led with the nail gun, but whatever. This dude had a 6-hour standoff with police and was eventually, after there was a failure of talking him down. Again, man who had stormed the Capitol, man who attacked the FBI, gets a 6-hour talking to before lethal force is used. Which black person in America has ever been treated with that amount?
I said I was gonna say would die for that, but we would already be dead.
Right. One would die for Donald Trump. But
Yeah.
so the connection is there. It's folks who, and look, I'm not saying like let's lock up and throw away the key every low-level goon who attacked the Capitol. But you're absolutely right, pointing out the hypocrisy that if this were anyone else other than like kind of like middle class to upper class white people,
white
white
men led the
men,
charge. Yes,
there was no way they'd have a fucking ankle bracelet on, in like, to say the least, and every single movement of theirs would be tracked.
yeah, it would, and it's just that's just, I tell people, I just want the opportunity to be able to fuck up and get a second chance. We don't get second chances.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.